It was a cold Monday morning, the kind of morning where everything felt heavy. The air, the silence, even your thoughts. Arjun sat at his office desk, staring blankly at his computer screen. The HR manager had just walked in with that look, the one that says everything without saying a word. Arjun, I'm sorry. The company's going through downsizing. Today will be your last day. Those words hit him like a storm. His mind froze. His heartbeat raced. In one moment, everything he had worked for, the comfort, the stability, the identity, was gone. He walked out of the building carrying a small cardboard box filled with his belongings, a few files, a coffee mug, a photo frame, and a little plant he had kept on his desk since day one. No one said a word. No one looked at him. As he stepped into the parking lot, it started to rain. But it wasn't just rain. It felt like the sky was crying with him. For days, Arjun stayed locked inside his apartment. He scrolled through job listings, sent out resumes, and waited. But no one called back. Rejection after rejection. And with each one, his confidence crumbled a little more. His savings started running low. His friends stopped calling. His family grew worried. And deep down, Arjun started believing maybe he really was a failure. One night, unable to sleep, he sat on his balcony staring at the city lights. He whispered to himself, "Why does life do this? Why me?" But then something unexpected happened. He remembered a quote he once read. "When life pushes you to the edge, one of two things can happen. You either fall, or you learn to fly." And that night, for the first time in a long time, he didn't want to fall anymore. He wanted to fly. Arjun had always loved writing, storytelling, sharing thoughts, motivating others, but he never took it seriously. He used to think only famous people could build something online. But that night, he made a decision. He said, "If no one is giving me a chance, I'll create my own." He opened his laptop, created an Instagram page, and wrote his first post. Sometimes losing your job isn't the end. It's the universe redirecting you to something greater. He didn't expect anyone to notice, but the next morning his post had 200 likes, and one comment caught his eye. "I really needed this today. Thank you." That one comment changed everything. He kept posting, every day, small reflections, motivational stories, lessons from his pain. His grammar wasn't perfect, his designs weren't great, but his words were real, and people could feel that. His page slowly started growing, 1,000 followers, then 10,000, then 20. He began getting messages from people who said his words helped them through tough times. Some even asked him to write captions or content for their pages, and they paid him for it. For the first time since losing his job, Arjun started to feel valuable again. He realized he wasn't just creating posts. He was building something bigger. He was building a brand, his own name, his own story. Still, the journey wasn't easy. There were days when he'd work hard on a video or a post and it wouldn't reach anyone. Nights when the hate comments got to him, times he wanted to give up. But then he'd remember that rainy day, the day he walked out of his office feeling like his life was over. And he'd tell himself, "You've already lost everything once. You've got nothing left to lose now. Only to build." Months turned into years. Slowly, Arjun's online presence grew. He started a YouTube channel, sharing lessons about self-belief and perseverance. He launched an online writing course. He began mentoring people who wanted to build their personal brand. Within 2 years, the man who once begged for a job had built his own company. He wasn't an employee anymore. He was an entrepreneur, a creator, a brand. He hired a small team, rented a tiny office, and kept growing. His work began to reach millions. He inspired people across the world who once felt as lost as he had. And one day, his phone rang. It was a number he didn't recognize. When he picked up, he froze for a moment. It was his old HR manager. The same one who had fired him years ago. "Arjun," the voice said, "I see your videos everywhere. You're doing incredible work. Would you like to come and speak at our company's event about resilience and personal growth?" Arjun smiled, not out of pride but gratitude. He said, "I'd love to." And a few weeks later, he walked through the same office doors where he once walked out defeated, but this time as a guest speaker. As he stood on the stage, sharing his story, he looked around and saw the same cubicles, the same chairs, maybe even some of the same faces, but he was no longer the same man. When the event ended, a young employee approached him and asked, "Sir, how did you do it? How did you rebuild everything from nothing?" Arjun smiled and said, "You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start with whatever you have, wherever you are. The moment you stop waiting for perfect conditions, your life begins to change." Months later, he published a book called From Fired to Inspired. It became a bestseller. His story touched thousands of people who were going through dark times, and every time he received a message saying, "Your story gave me hope," he would smile softly and whisper to himself, "That's why it all had to happen." Because sometimes, life doesn't break you to destroy you. It breaks you to rebuild you. Losing a job isn't the end of the world. It can be the start of a new one. The truth is, your job is not your identity. Your potential is. The brand you build isn't just about followers, fame, or business. It is about impact. It is about using your pain to create something meaningful for others. Arjun's story reminds us that sometimes, when you think life is ending, it's actually just beginning. He didn't just lose a job, he found his purpose. And maybe that's what this story is really about. Not losing something, but discovering who you truly are. So if you're listening to this, and you're in that dark place right now, wondering what's next, remember this. Your setback might just be the start of your comeback. Don't wait. Don't doubt. Just start. And let life surprise you. If this story inspired you, drop it in the comments to remind yourself to never give up. And make sure to subscribe for more powerful stories like this, because your comeback story might be next.